Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.
Hello and welcome back to the finale of Season 3, Potted Together Podcast. My name is Adam, and I am joined by my two awesome co-hosts, Becca and Nicole.
Hello. Hey, season finale.
Season finale. We're ending the season.
Da-na-na-na-na. This is going to be like the most like live episode ever since we're recording this on Sunday morning-ish.
Yeah.
And it's going up tomorrow morning. So.
Yep, like 12 hours, less than 12 hours. Wait, no,
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. Anyway, moving
Less
on.
than 24 hours. We've never recorded a podcast with this big of a turnaround, this quick of a turnaround.
Yeah.
So shout out Adam. You got this
Shout
done.
out to
Oh,
Adam.
yeah, no. I always edit on Sunday nights anyway, so I feel like, no biggie.
So the
Yeah.
podcast is always fresh in your mind when it goes live the next morning. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I've had times like I've kind of forget, so it feels new when I listen to it. I'm like, ooh, what did we talk about?
I know, but that's how I feel like when I edit it, because I'm sitting here on my couch just like chuckling at us talking, and I was like, I was involved in this episode, but I forgot all of this happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, listeners, it's been a while since we've all been in recording. We were pretty far ahead. We've had some exciting things happen. Becca took a big trip, so I feel like we're gonna start with her for a catch up today
Yeah.
because she went to Hawaii.
Yeah, I did. Okay, it was amazing. It was beautiful. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like all the things that I could say. I did make a vlog about it, a couple actually, that I'm still working on, but basically we went to the big island of Hawaii and then we went to Oahu, and our friends were getting married, so that's the reason that we actually went. I was getting like some questions, some mean, not mean, some other interesting comments. But yeah, we went for our friend's wedding. They live there. They are farmers there, and they got married. It was beautiful. It was a small wedding, and it was just like so perfect. I like being there, setting up the wedding and like helping out with all of that made me think to myself, do I want to do this? Like, do I want to do this like on the
Be a
weekends?
wedding planner?
Maybe like find a wedding planner and like be their assistant or something. Like, I don't know. It was just so fun to like set up the tables and be a part of that, because like I used to work at a fine dining restaurant and I loved setting the tables and like getting the restaurant ready. Like, it just felt like that, but like way more exciting because this is somebody's wedding. It was really cool.
Dela
but-
planning.
Yeah,
Dela
so
planner.
first, yeah, exactly. But first on the Big Island, Dela Wedding Planning, my newest business venture. No, not at all.
I'd like to join that team. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We have a whole wedding team right here.
Yeah, we do.
I think it's amazing, but it's a different thing when it's your friends because they're like gracious and kind and lovely.
That's so
but
true.
when you get a bridezilla, it's so bad.
Yeah,
You're
it'd be
right.
rough.
Yeah, this woman was the opposite of a bridezilla. She was literally like, okay, anyway, like whatever. I don't know. She just handled so much of it on her own, and I was like, I'm very amazed by this person. She was just like really cool. But before that, we were in the Big Island, and we went to Hilo, which is probably one of the more jungly areas of like all of the islands. Like, you have like Kauai, which is like the green island. I've heard like it's like super jungly, but Hilo, I think there's like a university there, and it's just super green and jungly. And we stayed in this like jungle hut in this person's land where they were like growing plants, and it was just so cool. It was completely open. It was like like screened in little huts, and like you literally go to the bathroom and it's just like open air and you're like looking out into all these trees, and I'm like, wow, this is really an immersive experience.
Yeah.
I was watching your video and the whole time I was thinking, but where's there's no air conditioning?
Yeah, there was no air conditioning, but like
But
we
was
were
it
never
hot?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like the daytime temps was like between 70 and 80, but like nighttime it would get down to like 50, 60. So it was so nice. Like I was almost a little cold, like sleeping in like the hot place. Like I don't think I ever was actually hot when I was in Hawaii, because like number one, it's winter, so like the temps aren't as big, but like obviously it's an island, so they don't really have winter, although it does
Yeah.
snow there sometimes, like on the big mountains. But yeah, so it was a great time to go. However, the water, like the ocean was different than it would be in the summer. Like the ocean would be better in the summer. Like we were talking to our friends and they were like, yeah, the waves are a lot smaller in the summer, but that's okay. Like the water was still really warm. And speaking of the water, we went shark cage diving, which was so interesting. Like,
Oh my god.
No.
That's
Couldn't
gonna
pay
be a
me.
hard no for me.
I know. Daniel was, he's always wanted to do it, so he was like so stoked. And I was like, okay, I'll do this with you, like whatever. It's not my bucket list item, but I'll just do it with him. So we went to do it. This is when we were at our friend's farm. So he's like, yeah, I mean, you should be fine, like whatever, go to this place. So we went.
Should be fine.
We went and like we got on the boat. The waves were so big, and like the whole time I'm like, I'm not even scared of the sharks. Like I just don't have that fear. If we're gonna be in a cage around these sharks and like this happens a lot, they're probably used to this. So I'm like, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're
Probably.
gonna be fine. At the very least, we will survive. But I
Did you
was
get
concerned
seasick?
about the boat ride out because the waves were so big. It was so rocky and so bad. Like, and Danielle and I get car sick. I get motion sickness on a hammock. Like, not for me. So I was like, I'm gonna die. This is it for me. So we're like going out, like the boat is like jumping. Like you
Oh,
guys
no.
listening cannot see this, but this was literally the boat. Up and down, like big time. And then sometimes the waves would hit us at an angle, so then it was side to side. Like it was just like insane. And so actually the real hazard of it all was the shark cage, not even the sharks, because they were Galapagos sharks, which like taste things with their nose. So they're like pretty much never going to bite into a human, like because they're going to taste you with their nose and be like, oh, I don't want that.
Okay.
And so that's like number one, that fact alone, I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then, so we get out into the cage and like the water was so rough. I was like body slammed into the cage like 3 or 4 times, full on body slammed, like smacked my head bad.
no.
And that was literally just because like the cage was like holding you in, which like honestly you want that, or else you probably get lost at sea with waves like that. But like it was holding you in this place and the waves were just rocking you.
Was that normal for the waves
I
to
mean,
be that high?
Yeah, they were so high, and like the cage was moving. It was so wild. But then you go underwater and it's like so serene, and like you can see the sharks just like swimming around. Like that, it was so cool to see them. Like that was honestly one of the coolest things that I've seen, just to like see them swimming along and just like doing life. And like they hear the sound of the boats, so they come up. So like there was a lot of them. And they're like basically it's because of like crab fishermen. They'll like drop off the things that so then the sharks eat the stuff. But anyway, they don't know that it's a tourist boat and not a crab boat. So anyway, yeah, so Dan and I were doing great in the cage, and then like towards the end, I think we were in there for like 20 minutes, which is such a long time when you think about it. And at the end, we were both like, oh, this is not going good for us. Like, we're starting to I'm getting nauseous even thinking about it, actually.
Oh,
so I'll make this
no.
quick. So, yeah, we started to feel sick. And then we got off the cage into the boat. And we were just in survival mode. Like, we were like, get it together. Daniel was having a much harder time than me. We did take medicine before we got on. But, like, it was no point. Did nothing really. So
Oh no.
yeah.
At least you're
and
at sea, so you could just like hurl over the side of the boat, you know?
Yeah, but like, who wants to do that? Who wants to throw
know.
up
No.
in
yeah.
public?
No one.
Other people can see. Like, there were definitely people throwing up, and like there's one person I watched her do it, and I was like, why did I watch? Why did I just watch that? Like, why? Like, I didn't like choose. I didn't say to myself, I'm gonna watch her, but like I was watching her because she looked like she was gonna get sick, and I was like curious, like you just.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would have been watching too.
I mean,
So, like,
there has
after that
got to
happened-
be... There has to be like some type of high reward for me to like know I'm going out there and going to experience this wave motion sickness and be around multiple people vomiting.
Yeah,
at the
it was
same
pretty
time.
hard. And like Daniel didn't throw up, I didn't throw up, and because Daniel, he just like put his head down and closed his eyes. Like after we got out of the cage, he's like, I have to do this or else I will throw up. I'm like, that's fine, you do what you need to do. So like I had to, like it's a partnership, so when one person is kind of like fading, the other person has to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
So I had to be the one, even though I was also very sick, I had to be the one that was like, oh, everything's fine, like we're good, like this is so much fun. Like the captain kept like checking in on him, like, oh, he's fine, don't worry. And meanwhile I'm like
Oh gosh.
so anyway, we both fell asleep on the ride back, and then we were totally fine, like perfectly, like whatever. So anyway, would I say it's worth it? No. I think
Long story short.
Yeah, I think you could get a very similar experience just like watching the shows, like Shark. Like honestly, because when I went underwater, that's what it looked like. Except I had to be underwater for a long time to see all the good shots. So just watch Shark Week, and you'll probably get the same experience without like watching people throw up for like 2 hours over the side of a boat. There's this one woman, I'm like, how does she have anything left? Like, she is not well. And there was people who were like not throwing up, they were sitting down, they're like, wonder what it's like to be seasick, blah blah. They kept making comments like that. And there was this girl who was like,
screw you.
Yeah, she was like just like talking about how her friend like looked so sick. She's like, man, you look really sick. Like, and her friend was like not well, and she's like, oh, I thought you were gonna throw up right there. And I'm like, bitch, you are not a good friend. This is not a good friend. Like, don't be her friend. Like, she was like laughing at other people like not doing well, and she was like flirting with the captain, and she kept like turning around to her friend to be like, look, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this girl.
Oh no.
gosh.
What is it like to be able to be like flirting on a boat at that state?
We all had one of those friends, you know.
I know. Can't relate.
But also, to speak for Becca, if you own a shark sightseeing company, we apologize for this advice that Becca's just given.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go in the summertime when like the waves are not huge, and it would probably be way better.
So that's not normal. Like, they normally don't take people, like the water's not normally that rough.
In the winter it is, but in the summer, no. And he said like there's certain days in the winter where it'll be really like normal and like flat, and that's always like a really good day. But he said like in the winter, like a lot of days are like the one that we had. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, it's really like the luck of the draw. It's like the weather, you can't really control it. So yeah, but other than that, like, it was just really sweet to like see all the plants. Like, obviously we saw so many plants in their natural environment, and it was just really cool, number one, to like see that. And like, we were both vaccinated, so it was really easy to like get around and do things. Like, there were some people who messaged me concerned about that. Like, I wouldn't travel if I wasn't. So you know, we followed all the guidelines. Hawaii was really strict, and we were fine. Like, there was nothing that we couldn't do. So I guess it just depends on which island you go to as well, because Oahu was a lot more strict than the Big Island. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously with traveling, like, being a thing again, like, just be safe, like, be mindful of the people who actually live there. And I'm not going to be going to Hawaii every year. It was like, I don't know if I'll really ever go again. I don't know, but we went because we were invited to a wedding. So that's why. Otherwise, I don't know if we would have, you know, just given everything. So that is basically the trip. Yeah, there's so much more, and you can watch my vlog, but just for the sake of my friends not having to hear it again, I'll leave it at that.
Oh, stop.
So I need to ask, like, did you get any of this shark footage for like the vlog?
Yes.
Are we gonna see it?
Yes, you will see my Shark Week footage. We did
Yay.
get footage, and like we were trying so hard to get footage of one of us underwater with the sharks in the background, and like
Yeah.
being attractive underwater, or just like being like presentable underwater, is like a skill that I don't have, and neither does Daniel. So I don't know like how good of footage. I got good footage of the sharks, okay? But that might be it. Because we were like, oh, like take a video of like me down here with the sharks swimming in the background. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And like we try, and it's just like us like flailing our arms around, like trying to stay underwater. It's like so bad.
Oh my gosh. Wait, did you get a GoPro?
Yeah, we've had a GoPro. We got it for our wedding.
Oh gosh. Okay. Did not know / remember that, because then your first vlog there was that shot of you swimming underwater, and I was like, did
Yeah.
she get a GoPro? I was like so excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the GoPro, I think the 8. It was the one that came out in 2019. And now there's
Okay,
like
yeah.
so many more. There's one that it can like show you like what's on this, like it has like a front camera, quote unquote, of sorts,
Yeah.
which is so cool. But you know, it's a wide angle lens, so like you're gonna be in the shot. Like just point it remotely
Yeah.
in your direction and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Mine has the
Super
front
wide.
camera, which is nice. But you know, editing the
Yeah.
GoPro footage for me on my computer is awful, because
Yeah.
it's 4K footage, and it just like I have to create proxies to then toggle those proxies so it doesn't like so it can actually flow in real time, or else it's just choppy.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
you have to
awful.
like convert it in some way. I didn't have to do that this time,
Yeah.
because like before, I mean, yeah, I've had the GoPro for a while, and we just don't really use the footage because it's choppy like that. But I think with my new phone, it was able to like convert it or something properly.
Mm-hmm.
My old phone couldn't do it. So yeah, that was an interesting thing. And oh, also when we were there, we went to an octopus like farm. It wasn't a farm like they eat them. It was like a observation thing, and that was really cool to like see an octopus and like have it like latch onto you. It was so wild.
Yeah.
And it was all very controlled and like safe environment. Like it was definitely like priority of the octopi.
Yeah.
Octopuses.
That footage was really cool.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen these vlogs, you really do need to go. The first one was on the De La Creations channel, Becca's
Yeah.
second channel, right?
Yeah.
And it was so cool. Honestly, when you walked out of the octopus thing and you were eating your acai bowl and you were just like mad that someone came over when you coaxed the octopus out, I laughed so hard at that. You're like, no, this is mine.
Yeah, because you have to work so hard to get the octopus to come out, because they're under a rock, and like you don't want to reach into the rock because that's like their safe. It's like reaching into a dog's kennel. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna bite you. So yeah, you have to like just have your hands. They had like little toys, like little Legos that you could like. The octopus will like latch onto the toys and like play with them. Like it was really cool. And I was there for so long at this one, and it was slowly coming out. Yeah, and then everybody came over because like I think they were tired because we were the second tour of the day. So maybe try to be the first tour if you want to do that. I mean, this is such niche like advice. Like literally no one's going to go, but you know. Try to be the first one because they were really tired when we got there and they did not want to come out. It was like, oh, somebody made a joke. Classic white guy on vacation. So since none of the octopi came out, like, do we get a discount or do we get a refund?
Oh,
And like he was joking, but I was like, is he though? Like,
no.
is he?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward, but it was kind of expensive for like to like not really interact. I was like, oh, all right, well,
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw a bar brawl last thing. I saw my first bar brawl. We went to a
yeah.
bar on Halloween. It was almost not even worth it because obviously with how COVID is, like you had to like sit at a table. But we still like we met some people and they sat at our table and you know, whatever, and then there was a bar brawl. Like the guy who started
I wish you
the
got
fight.
that on. I wish you got some footage of that. That would have been great.
I know. Yeah, the guy who started the fight actually came up to us before the fight started and he picked up Daniel's drink. and he thought it was his drink. And Daniel was like, "What are you doing, man?" And then he like looked up, like he had just like had a fog unleash his eyes, and he like looked so confused and like walked away.
Drunk.
It was wild.
Oh gosh.
And then he started, oops, sorry. And then he started a fight. So anyway, that was the trip. More on my channels. But yeah.
Oh, it looked like so much fun, and I really want to go to that place that you guys stayed because I was like, an outdoor shower has been like my number one dream. Like, I don't know why. And it's an easily attainable dream. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, I can't do this.
You could
But,
do it
like,
at your
that
house.
at your
it'd be fun.
house. Yeah.
I know. I could. But no, I'd rather go to Hawaii to take an outdoor shower.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
But I don't think I would have slept very well the first night either, because if I arrived in the dark and couldn't see the environment, and then I had to sleep in basically like an open-sided tent,
Yeah.
I would feel uneasy the entire night because I wouldn't know what's around me.
Yeah. It was a bit strange, like definitely very strange. And like we got in so late, we weren't supposed to get in that late. Like our flight was delayed. So we were supposed to be in like 2 hours earlier to like see and like have like a full day there. So we ended up wishing that we had more time in Hilo because it was just so much more beautiful and like less city, less
Yeah.
developed,
Yeah.
you know. So that would be my suggestion. Like, don't go to Hawaii to go to like the cities. I mean, sure, go, but like a city is a city, I think. And like usually when I
Yeah.
travel, unless it's like Paris, like obviously you go to Paris to go to Paris, but like I don't know, I would rather like be in the countryside of like most places because I just find that so much more beautiful for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely lived vicariously through you. That whole time you were out there, I was like, Becca, did she post in stories? Dang it, she didn't post any more in stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
Yes. Well, that's all. So I want to hear what you guys have been up to because we haven't recorded in like 3 weeks.
I
Yeah,
know.
we haven't. So this catch up might get a slightly lengthy. And I forgot to tell you guys what our episode's about today. We're doing the Potted Together Holiday Gift Guide, as well as answering listener questions that we didn't get to in season 3. So there's about 6 or 7 questions at the end that we'll answer. We're going to talk about gift guides, but we'll continue on with our catch up and move on to Nicole and find out what you have been doing these past few weeks.
Well, since I can't remember what I ate for lunch today, I'll tell you what I've been doing the past couple of days because 2 weeks ago, that's long gone. Okay. But we did take all of our Christmas decorations down and we're going through our holiday decor because if you're new here, hi, I moved in with my mom this year and we pretty much combined 2 pretty big households, and my mom and I both absolutely love Christmas and we have a lot of things. So here, this is something we were talking about before we started recording and we thought it was a good topic to bring up during our catch up. Are you someone who decorates like before Thanksgiving, like you need your tree up at Thanksgiving when you host dinner, or do you decorate after Thanksgiving? What do you guys do? Is there a rule?
After
Thanksgiving.
I am, as soon as I want to, I'll put it up.
As soon as it's
Yeah,
good
yours
for
is
your
already up,
mental.
isn't it?
Well, we bought a new tree for the merman ornaments, so I since I was cleaning the house, I decided to just put that tree up because it was there in a box, and I was like, okay, well, since the floors are cleared, I can fluff the tree and sweep up all the stuff easily. So
Okay,
All
I'm an
right.
after person too, but immediately after.
Yeah.
Like the Friday after Thanksgiving, like that morning we spend decorating. It's been a tradition for like the past, I don't even know how long, since I was a kid.
Yeah. Macy's Day Parade, decorate for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was hard this year though, because I feel like, well, it was hard last year too, because just like mentally, I feel like people were decorating November 1st for Christmas last year. Which why not? Like you're home all day anyway, who cares? And like when you have that as many decorations as we have, like our house is a literal winter wonderland. It's a lot to just have up for what, like 4 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
But we usually leave our stuff up until New Year's, like New Year's Eve, like the day after we'll take it down. But we ordered a new tree because my mom's tree was like 5 feet. And I was like, oh, I can't be taller than the Christmas tree. Like, there's rules to this, okay? There's rules to this. So I ordered a 7.5-foot tree, and it was supposed to be here yesterday. And I was like, oh, man, it's going to come. I'm going to want to put it up. I don't know what to do, you know? But it was late. It's late. Now it's going to be here like the day before Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, I could wait a couple extra days then. But yeah, so.
Is it Christmas trees are just the best.
Yeah.
Is it like a sparse tree? Have you seen like the new sparse tree trend? Is it like that, or is it really full?
It's very full, but that's because we have a lot of ornaments. I feel like those sparse trees, though, are really, really pretty if you're looking to just like put it up without anything on it. Like almost like a minimalistic Christmas type thing, you know? Like, they're really pretty.
Yeah.
But no, I got a pretty full tree, and it's pre-lit.
Always pre-lit.
Okay, here's another question. Are you colored lights or white lights?
White lights. Always white.
White lights.
Except for the merman tree, that's color because, you know, vibes.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so you guys are all white lights?
Yeah, big white light energy. Because, like, I don't want it to be too much. Like,
yeah, me too.
Sorry,
my mom's colored. My mom is all colored lights, and I'm like, okay, this is really gonna test my anxiety because I don't know. I want to put garland around the banisters because we have like banisters going upstairs, and this is the first time I've ever had a house that has like a railing and like a mantle, you know?
Yes.
So I'm like, just give me the staircase and the mantle and the tree, and then you could like put your colored lights everywhere else, you know? So there's going to be colored lights outside, like the whole outside of the house is going to be colored, but yeah.
I would say then I feel like the newer pre-lit trees, which I was not a pre-lit tree fan until they came out with like the LEDs, because you know, back in the day when you had to like go through every single bulb, it was the worst.
Yeah.
But our new tree can go between color lights and white lights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So your tree can probably do that too. So it's a versatile tree.
You can choose.
I saw this.
Also, real or fake tree. That's another one. You guys both have fake trees. Have you always been fake tree people?
Yeah, but I could tell you a funny story.
I do like real trees, though.
See, I was a fake tree. We were a fake tree family my whole life. I never even considered a real tree. And then I married Daniel and, like, had a roommate who always had real trees. And since then, I've been a real tree person because just the thought of storing this big thing, this huge box for an entire year, I don't like that. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, it's so annoying to always have to store my Christmas tree. But we did it growing up. Like, you just put it in the garage. But I don't want to do that. I'm not there yet.
So you get a real tree? Like, do you go cut it down and all that? Do you go to a tree farm?
I want to do that this year. Like, I would love to do that because that's, like, a big thing here. But, like, the last couple of years, we've just, like, gone somewhere and just picked one out. And I think I want to try to find like a more sparse-ish tree this year as well, if I can. I don't know if that really exists in the real tree realm. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just cut some branches off.
Yeah, just get in there and just like
DIY a sparse
thin
tree.
it out a little bit. Yeah. Maybe you could start a trend. Yeah, I'm a fake tree girl, and I had a tree for like 7 years. And that last year, like every week, a strand of lights would go out. And then I was like replacing it with like a strand of lights. So the following year, it just had all these lights on it. None of them worked. The extra spare ones I bought for it didn't work. I had like this complete mental breakdown. And Jay, it was too late to like buy a fake tree because you couldn't find them anywhere. And Jay went out and bought a real tree. And that was like the only year we had a real tree. And I liked it a lot, but it's a lot of maintenance to
you
keep
have
a real
to water
tree.
it and
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
it's a plant, you know?
I would love to get a potted tree and like keep it outside all year and then bring it in. but I cannot find a potted Christmas tree. And this person I follow from Oregon, she finds them pretty easily, but she uses the same tree like for like 3 years in a row. She still has it, and it's getting bigger. It's like growing. It's so wild.
So it literally
cool.
it just put roots out in a pot, and it's just growing.
I think it was grown in the pot to begin with. Like, it wasn't like cut and then put in the pot.
Yeah,
it was like,
I was gonna say, because they die pretty quickly.
Yeah, it just like has always lived in a pot, and they bring it in and out, like outside in the, obviously like after Christmas, and then they bring it back in. Like, it's just so wild to me.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
I know.
So what's your guys' tree aesthetics? Are you more of like a Mod Podge? Do you just have one tree? Like what is it?
We're gonna have two now. My mom's gonna put her little tiny 5-foot tree in her bedroom because she has tall ceilings, and then with her colored lights. and then we're gonna have the other one downstairs. So we'll have two, and we'll have a little mini one. But we have ornaments from like years of growing up, like with the kids, and then like my childhood ornaments, and so we have like a ton of different. It's like a kid Christmas tree. Like, every ornament has a story, kind of thing, you know. Mm-hmm. But with the garland, like, I like to just do like felt ball garland and keep it pretty simple, and then obviously white lights. So it has like a more white, like neutral kind of vibe, but also with like a bunch of different ornaments on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, we have the merman ornaments, you know, so that tree is just like very flamboyant. And
where is that tree?
It's in like the front room, you
okay.
know. So, and then our other tree is, I like the white lights, obviously, and it has a little more like, I don't know, like a farmhouse type of feel. But then I have like a sparse tree that I call like a travel tree. So we get an ornament every time we go somewhere, and then that goes on like the tree. So it's like a memory tree. But for now, those have been on the big tree because we don't have a ton. But I think that eventually we'll have like a skinnier, like kind of sparsely branched tree that just has all of our like ornaments from our travels. Because I think that's fun to like every Christmas you kind of just like, when you're decorating the tree, you bring back all those memories of those times.
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
You have 3. So what about you, Becca?
Oh, wait, where does your third tree go? Is that in your bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we currently have, we just do the one real tree, but I have a Norfolk Island pine, so I might want to do, I still have it, like, but it's funny looking, like it lost a lot of its lower branches, but the branches that are at the top are like getting wider, so like it's fine. I'm, whatever, but I might decorate that one a little bit, maybe put like a few like small ornaments on it. But we normally only have the big tree, and then it is just a mess of like homemade kid ornaments and like just ornaments that I've gotten as gifts over the years. And I'm thinking that I might want to put a fake tree in our room, and then put all of those there, and then get our real tree this year and make that a pretty tree.
Yeah, have like a theme to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always did that as a kid. Like, we had our kid tree, and then my mom had like a beautiful tree that she like curated, and I thought it was so silly. I was like, why would you even do that? These are our ornaments. But then like year after year, I'm like, this looks so dumpy, like with all these weird and random, but those are the ones that are really sweet to like go through and be like, oh, remember when we made this?
Yeah.
So like I would want to have a tree like that still, but aesthetically, a tree in my living room is so tiny, so like I just don't even know how we're gonna like do this year, but we'll make it work. But I would like an aesthetic tree this year.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to get all the ornaments out and to like reminisce and to tell like the girls what like these ornaments are to me, because I have like my childhood ornaments on there, and my mom has some of hers, so it's just like been like a big hand-me-down, you know. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should all do pet paw ornaments.
Oh,
that would be cute.
yeah. Really
And
cute.
your Leo and Cooper ornaments, they are so cool.
Yeah, they're so cute.
The painted ones. I forgot
Oh
about
my
that. I was like,
gosh.
wait, what are you talking about? Yeah.
I think I need to get the information for those, because I thought it would be cute to have for like our pets.
Those would
and
be good
past
for a
pets
gift
as well.
too.
Yeah, I got it for my mom. I need to find that. We're going to see my parents tomorrow for Thanksgiving, so I need to find that so I can bring it to her. But the Animal Artistry on Instagram makes like pet portrait ornaments, and it's amazing. I want more pet portraits. I want lots of portraits of my dogs just everywhere. It's so cute.
Wait, you're going to Arizona tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Are you flying?
She busy.
Yeah, it was like a last minute, like, okay, we always knew that we were going to go, but like we didn't book anything for like a long time. So we booked it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was so expensive. That's why we kept waiting, because we were like, we don't want to do it. But the price just kept going up because that's how it works. But we found like a pretty cheap deal through like Spirit Airlines. I don't know how this is going to go. Like, I really don't know.
We'll pray you get there.
I see TikToks about Spirit all the
I
time.
know. Like, literally the fact that it was a third of the price of literally even Southwest, every other airline, I'm like, this is not going to be good. Like, bring a pillow for your butt. Like,
Or to sleep in the airport.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It'll be an interesting experience. Like, we've flown Allegiant before, but like, I feel like Allegiant is like a pretty good budget airline. Frontier is okay. Spirit, I just have never flown Spirit, so I'm just very interested to see how this will go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, it could be
Yikes.
great. It could be great.
Yeah. It could be great. It's only like 3 hours. It's a direct flight to Phoenix, so
Oh, okay.
I mean, hey, you put up with American Airlines bullshit. I feel like
Yeah.
you're prepared.
oh my gosh. Literally nothing could be worse than American. Like, literally nothing in this world could be worse than American Airlines.
That's like all I fly to, but like after all your drama, I'm like,
I mean,
time to look into Southwest.
if you have a great experience, just like ride that out. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's like a log and they're like, this person has given us issues, so we're going to keep giving them issues. Like, I don't know. It's so strange. Like, certain people just have great or horrible experiences, and it's just totally random. We just happen to get gate agents who are just super snippy all the time. And Daniel and I, you guys know us. We're really giggly, agreeable people, but we still get those people that are like, so they've had a bad day, and I don't blame them. They're at work. Like, listen, I'm not a person that's going to get mad at you for not wanting to be at work. But also, like, whatever. Okay, you know what? No. Adam, how was your week?
You know what? No.
You know, we're not gonna give American Airlines any airtime. Like, they don't deserve any promo.
Gosh, I mean, things have been good with me. We leave for our cruise this week. We leave on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's coming up so quickly, but I'm really excited. I've always been extra cautious of COVID. I've never had to take a COVID test, and we have to take one on Friday, so I'm a little nervous about that because you have to have a test within 2 days of boarding the ship.
Even being fully vaccinated?
Yeah, even being fully vaccinated.
Okay.
So we bought some at-home tests that I think you can take like over a computer call with a doctor or some kind of service where they watch you do it in case, but we booked a test here in town. I'm a little nervous about it though, because like I said, I've never had to do one. But
Does it have to
I
be
mean,
a
it's not-
specific test? Like, did they say what test?
no, I don't think it has to be a specific test because I think I don't even know the difference in the test. But there's like a PCR test that's like, is
Yeah,
that the one
lab
you do at
test.
home or something? I don't know.
I think PCR
No, that's
is what
what-
they want for travel.
That's what
Okay.
they like send into the actual lab. The rapid test is the one that usually I think you could get at home, or they could give you a rapid test so you get the results right away.
Yeah, I think the rapid test they'll accept, but we're going to a testing site on Friday afternoon to get our test, and then we leave Friday night. we'll get into Florida Saturday morning, and we get on the ship on Sunday morning. So I'm excited.
Is this your first
So
cruise?
Nervous and excited. Yeah, it is my first like major cruise. I went on a cruise in 2011.
Oh, right.
And it was one of those things where it was
Old
like kind of just an overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It was an
Yeah.
overnight there and back. So I'm a little nervous about the motion sickness because I do struggle with motion sickness. And a lot of people are like, the ship is so big that you honestly won't feel it. But I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm still a little scared that I'm going to feel it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go again?
We are going to Princess Cruises Private Island for the first day, and then we go to St. Kitts, the Virgin Islands, a
Okay.
couple of the Virgin Islands, and then back to Florida.
Okay.
Wow.
That's so fun.
So
Clear blue water.
catch me finding a nude beach and just laying there all day.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding. But I want to.
Let's see that footage.
Oh my gosh. Do it.
But yeah, so I've been trying to be better. Even though we leave on Friday, I still have not done my laundry, which I need to do so I can pack.
Well,
But
yeah, you'll do it
got a
Thursday,
week.
the day before.
I'll do it Thursday. I'm in process of cleaning the house because my friend Zach, owns Hank, is coming to stay here, so we didn't have to board the cats.
Oh, good.
And I kind of just love coming home from vacation to a clean house. You know, when you come
Yes.
home from vacation and your house is still like untidy, which is the majority of the time my home is, it's just like, ugh. But when you come home and your house is already clean, it's just a good feeling.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. I can't
Yeah.
go anywhere unless it's like clean.
That's why Nicole's never invited over.
Wait, I had a question and now it slipped my mind. Shoot.
About the cruise. About
are you
Florida.
doing anything for Thanksgiving though? Like, are you guys just gonna stay there?
We're gonna go to my friend Jessica's house, her and her family.
Okay.
The folks we went to Disney with, and we're just
Yeah.
gonna have a little dinner there. Yeah.
Fun. So, Becca, you're gonna be in Arizona this whole week then, coming up.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
taking the dogs?
No. We're giving them to Daniel's mom again.
Did she watch them when you were in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Yeah.
nice that she's close enough.
Yeah. And actually, we don't even have to drive up this time because Daniel's friend is from the same town his mom lives in. So they're staying the night tonight because they were passing through. And they're just going to take the dogs with them.
Nice.
Nice.
That's convenient. Very cool.
But yeah, other than that, I feel like that's taken up most of my brain space. I have been making YouTube videos, for
Yeah, you
consistent
have.
for a month.
Yes,
So
you
I'm here
have.
for it.
Hello.
I'm here for it.
And that's been fun. Because I feel like I was avoiding YouTube for the longest time. Like, even watching videos because I was just like, I felt guilty that I wasn't making videos. But now I'm like kind of getting back into it and like watching videos again. And I was like, oh, yeah. But
Yeah, you look genuinely happy in your videos. You do. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it's a struggle. Like, I don't know. Because we know you, I'm kind of like, oh my God, he's happy. He's making a video. Yay! You know?
yeah, it was fun to like get creative again. But,
Yeah.
So I was happy about that. Except, what I don't miss is that all of the comments about like, can I buy a cutting of that? Can I buy a cutting of that? Like, did I say it was for sale? No. Like, I know I'm showing off a pretty like beautiful plant, but like, please don't do that. Don't be that person.
Yeah.
Don't be that person.
I don't know why that
Yeah.
drives me nuts, but I'm just like, it makes me not want to show plants because because I'm a people pleaser and saying no
Yeah.
is tough. So when someone slides into my DMs or sends me a comment and they're like, can I buy this? Are you selling cuttings? Like having to say no sucks. So like, I hate it. So just don't do that.
Just don't answer it.
You will definitely say if you're selling cuttings. Like, you
Yeah.
will make that announcement.
Make it clear. Yeah. It's also hard to like talk about like decluttering online because then everyone's like, oh, just send it to me. Or like,
Yeah,
I'll take
for
it.
sure.
I'll drive to you and take it. And I'm like, please stop. Like, I understand the intention. It's so well intended, and I'm not like, it's nothing personal, but it's just like, it's just not. I'm explaining that I'm overwhelmed and I don't want to organize giving it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means I don't want to organize giving it away to you.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
In the nicest way.
But yeah,
In the nicest
That-
way possible.
that's about it from me. So I guess we can 45 minutes in, we can get our episode started.
Well, wait, really
Lovely.
quickly. I just had one more question. Just because we're going to come back after the holiday. So I have to just know what you guys are doing for Christmas. Like, do you have plans? Where are you going to be? What are you going to do?
Ooh.
Like, recap, like, quickly.
I'm going to Iowa for Christmas. We're going to spend it with Dan's fam.
Very nice.
Nice.
What are you doing, Adam?
I am staying here, and it'll just probably be Steve and I. We usually do like gifts in the morning and then go on an afternoon bike ride. So
Oh,
it's
that's
like
so sweet.
been a little Christmas tradition.
I love it. Very Tucson.
Yeah.
It is very, yeah.
I mean, very Phoenix. You're not from Tucson. Sorry. Wow.
Oh, I thought you said visit Tucson. Okay, cool. We're just going to stay here too.
Yeah.
But my stepdad's family, he's got a pretty big family, sister, nieces, nephews, grandkids, great grandkids. We might host Christmas. So we might have like 20 plus people in our house.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
That's great.
Yeah, and it'll feel very different because it's usually me, Jay, the girls for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is just me and Jay. Like that's how it's been the past almost 10 years. So it'll be very different to have a house full of people, but I think it'll be nice because Jay really misses his family. We don't get to New York ever. It's just so crazy with traveling. And I don't have a big family, so it's kind of cool that like my mom married into a big family, you know?
Yeah.
You got all these people now.
Since we've spoken last, some big events have happened. Taylor Swift released her version of Red.
Yeah, she did.
Adele released her album 30.
So
I mean,
good.
come on. I was never like a huge Taylor Swift fan until like 1989 came out, and I was like, I kind of like this. And I know that was her first pop album, but I've been like into all of the Taylor Swift stuff since then. Like
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back, now that you're into her though, go back and listen to some more of her like newer stuff, like her country stuff. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
good.
I love her so much. So many people don't, and I don't get it. She's just great.
Yeah. She's just like she's one of the most talented songwriters ever. Truly, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is hers. She wrote all of it. Like, she wrote some of the most iconic lyrics ever. At least of my generation, like, and
Yeah.
yours. So
Yeah.
weird that we're not in the
Also-
same generation technically, but you know.
I know.
Jake Gyllenhaal, give her fucking scarf back. Gosh.
What a horrible
Just saying
person. Did you guys watch the All Too Well music video, the 10-minute video?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was there when the countdown was happening because I was like, I gotta watch this premiere.
Amazing. It was so good. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
was good.
I lately haven't been much of a Taylor fan. Like, I liked her music, prior to, like, I stopped listening around, like, Evermore and Folklore. Wait, is that what they're called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those albums, like, they were just so different, and I really like
Yeah.
her more, like, upbeat poppy stuff. So I haven't listened to her that much anymore, but, like, her new Taylor's version albums, of course, I'm streaming them because she gets that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frickin' Scooter Braun.
Have you seen Miss Americana?
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
Okay. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
So good, yeah. So good.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
gift
that was-
guide.
Gift guide. Okay.
The Potted Together gift guide. So we're gonna give, I think we're gonna give some recommendations that listeners submitted to us on IG, Instagram. We asked what some great places to shop would be for these holiday seasons, and we've got some great answers. And then I think we're also gonna throw in a little of our maybe like our favorite things that would be great gifts for any plant lover. So if you are a plant lover, which I'm guessing you are since you're listening to this podcast, maybe you can just give a timestamp and send this epi to a friend and be like, get me any of these.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Or they could just sit through our catch up.
Yeah, right?
That's funny. Okay, I feel
Okay.
like plant gifts, it's so much more like plant accessories, plant art, plant maybe pots and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
like giving somebody a plant can be, for me, like kind of stressful because I don't know anyone's environment super well. But like giving them something related to plants, I just find way easier. So like that's what I tend to go for personally.
And I think a lot of our listeners wrote in with plant shops, like specific plant places. There are a couple of plant gifts like that are not plant related, but they're not actual plants. But I'll read a couple of the plant shops just in case you have a plant friend and you do know their environment, or maybe you live together, or whatever the case is. We'll definitely give you some of those shops. So
also, just before we start, these will be on our Instagram, and I think we're going to create a highlight bubble. So we're going to put these in stories tomorrow when this episode goes live, but then I think we'll create a highlight bubble so it'll be there for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I heard a bunch of laughing.
I know. I hope that my mic did not pick that up. I think they're playing like Mario Kart or something. They're playing on our Nintendo right now. And I'm working. Wow. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's make this
And
quick.
I'm here with you chums.
I'm joking. This is fun.
Okay, so the first one in our suggested for plant gifts is forage plants. And this person said that they have such a broad selection of amazing plants and plant accessories. So that might be a cool place to check out if they also have plant accessories. Maybe you can get like a plant and a plant accessory from the same place, which would be nice.
This person says local plant shops, extra points if they're Black, brown, and queer owned. So that's a really great point to, like, obviously we want to support local as much as we can through the holiday season. And, you know, put your money in good places.
100% agree. And there's so many around all of us. Like, you can even go on Etsy and look up, you know, like women owned or, you know, Black owned shops, and it'll like they have a whole section on Etsy just dedicated to.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't shop on Etsy very often, but that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually have, this is going up tomorrow. On Black Friday, I have a video coming out. It's going to be called Shop Small. And I'm highlighting 13 small companies, most of which are on Etsy. And Etsy's great. Like, I mean, especially if you're looking to shop small and support small businesses, I think they're great. But yeah, you can definitely find people in your area, like small businesses in your area that you could support too. Okay, another one, someone else said Rooted is one of their favorites, which I feel like I've heard of Rooted, but I'm not sure where they're located. But this will all be in stories, so you can easily find it.
Okay, this one is really interesting. This is not a plant shop, but Not Your Nana's Yarn Work. Or Not Your Nana's Yarn Work, depending. And it says, warning, not safe for work, but she makes body part cacti out of yarn.
Oh.
Can I tell you how much I love when young people take on these traditionally, like, old person crafts and just makes it, like, so young? Like, I don't know if I know of any, like, elderly person who would make, like, yarn boobs, but Not Your Nana's Yarn probably does. So that's Not Your Nana's Yarn Work. Well, again, that'll be on our highlight.
Yeah, that's so funny.
My mom, growing up, like she's done cross stitch and I've done cross stitch too. Like I really enjoy it. But I love, like you said, like the shops that pop up and they're just like the cross stitch just says like fuck the patriarchy, like all of this like stuff that like you know, I love it. It's so good. It
is so fun. I mean, these things are not only for old people. Young people can also like have fun, and it's just there's no age.
Okay, another one is Groovy Plants Ranch, which I'm just digging that name. They're family owned and they ship to all 50 states. So that's kind of cool. Groovy Plants Ranch.
Okay. Next we have Micah Peet, MICAPEET. This is actually, so somebody suggested this. However, I also found this account. They make really beautiful plant jewelry. Necklaces, earrings, like a bunch of stuff like that. I think they have like a really cool, if I'm remembering, they have a really cool fern necklace. I'm definitely going to be making an order from them because it just looks so beautiful. I mean, I love plant jewelry, so it's no surprise there, but it's just really gorgeous pieces.
Awesome. Someone said Aspley Watercolor, which I'm assuming that they make watercolor paintings. That's ASPLEY watercolor. Ooh, I want to check that out.
Beautiful.
I need more like
botanical
artwork for
watercolors.
What was that?
They're beautiful, like botanical watercolors, like leaves. Like, yeah, they're really pretty.
I feel like I need more artwork for my little desk area because it's like the walls are just so bare and I don't know what to do with it. But I'm like, I have this vision of like hanging up just different art pieces all over the place and just have it be like, I don't know,
gallery.
like yeah.
And you can replace that banana leaf.
Okay. That's in the bathroom. And okay, this is inside joke, but Becca was at a store the other day and there was this framed portrait or like watercolor painting of a clearly Monstera leaf. And underneath it said banana leaf. And she posted it in her stories. And I was like, okay, I feel seen because my mom bought that. And we have it hanging in our bathroom. And I just exposed myself. But I was like, I can't be seen with this in my house. Like if somebody comes here, this needs to go away. So I was literally peeing the other day. And I took a picture of it and sent it to Becca and was like, it haunts me every time I sit on the toilet.
It's so funny. I was standing in line at Marshall's and I looked down and I saw that. I was like, what is this? I took a photo of it and the person behind me is like looking at me and I'm like, anyway, move along, lady.
False advertisement.
I know. Okay, let's see. For pots, Ivy Main Shop. I have also purchased pots from Ivy Main Shop. They do like, I wouldn't say it's clay. Maybe it's like a form of cement. Like it's kind of different. Like it's between clay and cement. I'm butchering it. I'm sure you can go on their website and like find out what the material exactly is. But they make multicolored pots like in the terracotta color range. And then they also do something called a giving pot where all of the money like that is made from that specific pot, they use that money to help out like certain like families or just causes. So that's a really good one. And the giving pot is really pretty. So I would suggest that one.
Awesome. The giving pot, you said?
The shop is called Ivy Main Shop.
Let's see. We just have a couple more here. Someone said, I love Canopy Plant Company. The plants that you receive match the pictures and they're very healthy. I feel like that's important too, because sometimes shops will, grow plants and maybe they'll take a cutting from it and they'll say that in the description, but sometimes the pictures won't coincide with what you're getting. So I feel like that's kind of important too. So the Canopy Plant Co.
Yeah. Okay, another one is Green Philosophy Co. They have plant throw pillows and like blankets. They have like anthurium. It looks like they have gloriosum, just stuff like that, like just a bunch of different succulents, all that jazz. I have 2 pillows from them actually, and they're very cozy, like very, very, very cozy, super soft, and I love them. And on that same note, Garnished Garden is another plant pillow company, and they also do an Alba Monstera. They have an outdoor pillow. I bought like an anthurium outdoor pillow from them, and then they have like pet toys shaped like plants. So those are 2 really cool
cute.
like plant pillow companies.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the things, maybe some accessories or things that like we have in our homes that we use that we think would be great gifts.
Yes.
Personally, I guess I just want to like start off by saying there's this cart, and I know that you guys have seen it. I'm sure everyone has seen it. IKEA has a similar looking one, but I think I got mine at Michael's. It's like a 3-tiered rolling cart, and literally have all of my plant supplies on that 3-tier cart, and it is so handy.
Yeah,
I love
like
that
your cart.
thing. So that would be a great gift, I think, for anybody plant-wise, but also like craft-wise, bullet journal-wise. Like it's just a really nice thing to have, like all your stuff in one little roller cart.
Mia has one. I think it's called a Roskog cart, ROSKOG or something like that.
Yeah.
And she keeps all of her craft supplies on it, and it's really cute. But also, they came out with lids for them, like for the top shelf, so that you can turn it into an actual shelf. So like you can have your supplies below it, and then you can like keep a plant on top.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's a good one. I would not have thought to even mention that.
Another one of my absolutely favorite things. This one came from Amazon, but I talked about this in one of my recent Hoya videos, and it's hard to have trellised Hoya on my IKEA shelves, and these shelves are probably the same shelves that lots of people have in their homes. But the trellises, like the bamboo trellises, just don't fit in the shelf. But I did find these like metal circle trellises on Amazon that I think are only 13 inches tall, so they fit on those shelves. So I can have my trellised Hoya on my shelves for my Hoya. So that is another really great gift. I don't know if those trellises would be good for other plants. I mean, I would really just probably say Hoya in general, because philodendron and aroids and that such, they want to go just like up and not in a circle, whereas Hoya can go in a circle and that kind of stuff. So, but they're really cute. And probably, I want to say my third favorite thing that I personally have, it probably, and I've talked about this before in the pod, but it is just my battery operated spout on my for 5-gallon water jugs. And I know not everyone's gonna have like 5-gallon purified water jugs in their house, but if you do, if you use that for your humidifiers or anything else, that spout is seriously so handy. So that's a really great gift to give someone that they might not think about needing it, but when they get it, they're like life changed. So
Yeah. I need to get one so bad. Like so bad. Oh, I think about it
Are you
every
still
single
picking
time.
up the bottle and gurgling it out?
Yep. And every single time I lose so much water and I'm like, wow, I need to get that thing. Okay. Yep.
All right, Becca, why don't you tell us your top faves?
Okay, so I'm thinking that if you want to give somebody a plant-themed gift, they usually are in the beginner realm. Like, that's what I would, like, none of my super close friends have a lot of plants, besides you two. So I would probably go for something like a moisture meter, like maybe like a nicer one, like a splurge one, maybe like the $10 to $15, $20 ones. I mean, I don't think you necessarily need to get an expensive one, but if you wanted to get one with like more features, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, the basic one would be just fun to throw in with a plant in a pot or something. But like moisture meters are just so helpful for me. Even though I'm an experienced plant person, I still use it in the turn of the seasons quite often. So that's definitely like number one thing I would suggest buying for someone. Number two, pottery, like a specialty pottery.
Yeah.
I've talked about lots of different pottery places, but Terra Vita is such a great pottery shop. They have beautiful pots. They do big restocks pretty often, and so I'd suggest them. It's pretty universally designed. Like, it's usually just like white and terracotta, like speckle, which looks good in pretty much every aesthetic, and it's not an orange terracotta. It's like a more brownish. So try to find like a good pottery place. I've also just looked on Etsy for plant pottery, and I found some cool shops just through that, not even knowing who they were. And then lastly, my third, can I say De La Tank's soil?
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Yes, you most definitely can.
The De La Tank soil. I think depending on where you live, shipping might be. I don't know. I don't even know if I can say that because we talked about this before. I thought the shipping would be super expensive, but it's like shipping a plant, honestly, with the price.
Don't even talk about shipping.
Yeah.
Because it's not expensive for everyone.
Yeah.
So.
It's like shipping a plant, but anyway, so if you want to do something like extra fun for somebody, buying them that soil is a really great thing because it makes their life easier. I think gifts are best when they make someone's life easier. Or like it's like really sentimental. Those are like the two types of gifts I like to give. So I'd say the De La Tanks is great because they don't have to mix their soil, and you could turn them onto a really cool product that they might keep using. But if not, it's just nice to have that even for a short time while you have the bag. It's just very convenient. So that's my list.
Yes.
That's a nice list.
Love that soil. Just picked up 2 big bags.
I know,
Yeah,
I
you
saw.
did. We
Your
saw
outfit was
proof.
fire.
That was
I
a nice
bought those.
fit.
I bought those. Well, the picture wasn't that great because Steve. I really need to get him some some tips, some tricks, but whatever. But I bought those plaid pants for our cruise for like a formal night, so I'm excited.
Looking good. You need to do OOTDs in your videos, please.
Yes,
Oh, I should. Yeah.
you should.
Nude beach.
Okay.
OOTD.
Yeah.
OOTD.
Just me. What the good Lord gave me.
The birthday suit. All right. So a couple of plant gifts that I would gift people, and this is really pretty much based on what I would have really appreciated as a new plant owner myself. Plant labels. Plant labels are just key in my house and in video making in general, because I can't remember the names of plant. Even though I know what the plant is, it can't exit my mouth. I don't know what it is. Like, I just can't think of the name on the spot. So plant labels are great just to have. And especially if you don't know a lot about plants, you can, put the label on there. Maybe you could put like care tips on the back. Some labels that I really like are the bigger ones that are like 1 inch by like a ½ an inch long. So it gives you some writing space. So you could put like water requirements or whatever on there. But I love those and need them. And then another one that I recently got is the Catchy, which I think would be a really great gift for people that might be building their plant collection and maybe they don't know what a fungus gnat is, and then they find out and then they think they have a problem until you get a Catchy. Hashtag not sponsored, but I really like this thing. Like, I've filled up like 2 of the sticky pads. Pretty much what it is it'll catch fungus gnats for you without you having to look at the ugly sticky traps that stick out of your plants. Even though they make some cute ones, which we all have used before, like the little butterflies and the stars.
But the paper on the butterflies is so hard to rip off. I'm like, why? This
really
is a terrible design choice.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. You got to get in there, and you're always getting sticky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that stuff's awful to get off your skin too.
It is. Yeah. But the Catchy is great because it's very quiet. It has like a little fan motor, so it sucks them in, but then it also has a blue light which attracts them to the machine, and then it shoots them down to the sticky. It's very violent, but it'll solve your problem.
And you don't have to look at their bodies struggling.
Yeah.
Which is the worst part of sticky traps. I hate it. I feel horrible.
I know. But then like you have guests over and they're like, oh, you have so many plants, they're so beautiful. Oh,
what's
you have
that?
Carnage everywhere.
Well.
And then I guess my last one would be plant scoops, potting scoops, like soil scoops.
Yes.
Because it's such a simple concept, but like if you're just using like a little paper cup or a solo cup, you just keep it in your soil bag. I'm speaking about myself here, by the way. And then you like try to, like the more you use it, it's going to like break and fall apart. Soil scoops have that little lip on it, and it's just like directional when you're potting.
So
They're
nice.
great.
What a luxury. And your hands don't get dirty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 favorite, but I wanted to ask you guys if you guys would be okay with me also putting some slides up for all the Etsy shops that I'm going to be kind of talking about later on this week. And I can put those in our highlights too, because they're all small businesses and they're all plant related, and a lot of really cute plant. I just filmed the video like 2 hours ago, so I know everything that I have. And some of these gifts are so stinking cute, you guys. Like, I'm blown away by how creative these people are. Like, I would have never. Yeah, it's just really cute stuff. So I would love to tell more people about them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the more ideas, the better.
Yeah, honestly,
so this is
giving
gonna
gifts
be
is so hard. I sometimes take it too far, and I'm like, I want it to be so sentimental and mean so much, and then it gets to the end, and I'm like, what do I get, people? Ah!
Yeah.
It's better to have more.
And it'll be nice because we can we'll put each shop in a story, like we said earlier, and then we'll create a highlight bubble. So they'll always be on our Instagram page in one of those little highlight bubbles for you guys to just tap, tap, tap through Shop, 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 shop. That was fun.
Is that all we have for our gift guides?
That's all we have for our gift guide. Happy shopping.
Alrighty, listener questions.
Okay.
And wrap up.
Let's get into our listener questions. So we've been asking you guys to submit questions to us, and we've gotten to a few sporadically, but we're gonna get to the rest of them today for our season 3 finale. So continue to submit questions to us at pottedtogetherpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, so our first question comes from Jen K, and they said, "I have 2 spider plants and I've only ever had 1 baby sprout. Are they slow growing, or what can cause the lack of babies? They seem healthy otherwise."
Okay. I'm going to say it needs to be more pot bound, and then it'll put out babies.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree. I don't think you should base the health of your spider plant on if you have like hordes of tendrils with babies on them, because while that's cool, that's usually the plant being like, okay, we've lost space here, so like let's spread out. But yeah, that would be how you would get more if you want the look of just like babies dangling from your spider plants. Like Becca said, once it gets more root bound, and those are some blah, blah.
Chunky
those
roots.
are they're substantial. Like those roots are thick.
Yeah.
2 C's.
Yeah, thick with 2 C's. They look like the white things you get with your pho. What is that stuff called? I don't remember what it's called.
I don't either.
They do be thick. Yeah.
They do be thick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say for that one. Just wait
Okay.
it out.
Question number 2 comes with some photos, so I don't know if you guys want to pull that up in Trello, but this comes from Gosnell McDermott. They say, "Hi guys, maybe you can help me out here. I got this Hoya carnosa compacta that I accidentally overwatered right before going on a 5-day trip, and it has been looking terrible ever since. It's been about a month, and I haven't seen it get any better. I'm not sure if I should let it hang out for a while longer or try to chop and prop a few good spots that I have left. Any help would be great, thank you. I keep it right next to a west-facing window and water it about once a month so that the soil can dry out." I mean, first of all, Gosnell, I just want to say that I had the same exact thing happen to multiple Hoya carnosa compactas. A couple of your vines look like they're just done for good, so I don't even know if they're worth trying.
Yeah.
But
the brown bits.
I wonder if it's a
and
root
the-
rot
do the
issue.
green.
the stem being all wrinkly. I don't know what it is about the Carnosa compacta, because like I said, I've had that happen where just like I've had a whole full pot and one vine was just like, nope, I don't want to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'd say take cuttings and start over.
I would, yeah, for
that
sure.
root system's probably shot.
Compactas, they do take a little longer to root than other Hoyas do. I don't know why. I don't know if it's been like that for you, Adam, but for me, it takes a while. So I would say take cuttings and then don't give up right away. Like if you don't see anything, like just wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually just. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I actually just cut my compacta recently because there was nothing saving it, so I cut the tips off and started propagating them as a last ditch effort.
Yeah.
And are they okay?
They're in my prop box now, so yeah, the leaves were wrinkly and they've started to fill out, which makes me think that it's growing roots because it could take up moisture. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Check out Adam and Nicole's like propagation videos for Hoya and start over. You can definitely still salvage some stuff, but it might also be one of those situations where it's like a lesson learned and you lost the plant. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. But
Hopefully
at the
not.
same time, I don't know, maybe like decide if it feels worth it for you to fix it, like to propagate and like go through all of that, because the plant is going to take a long time to get back to what it was, because compacted just in general grow so slow in my experience, so it's going to be a
Yes.
while, but it's still
Yeah.
salvageable.
Okay, next question comes from Madison Moore. They write, "Hi Adam, Becca, and Nicole. I'm not a fan of moss poles or cedar planks, but I have several climbers that need support. I've been trying to brainstorm a creative solution, and I think I may have found one. maybe. Do you think it would be possible to take some pottery clay and make a pole with it? My thought is that the clay would act like terracotta and therefore might stay a little moist, helping aerial roots grow well. My concern is that some types of clay may affect the pH balance. Anyway, wanted to see if you know of anyone that has tried this and if it worked. Thanks for all the laughs, Madison.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you for writing in, Madison. I know nothing about like the pH balance and like having a reaction with clay. I would think that it wouldn't because some pottery is made from clay and like we pot our plants in it. I think that that's a kind of a good idea to try. I don't think that it would hurt to try. I would say if it was me, I would try it with like a cutting or a plant that I don't really care that much about and see if it likes it.
I'm just trying to figure out how that would work. Like you would have to like sculpt a pole from like terracotta clay and then like fire it and do all that. Or I don't know if they're like saying like to like glue a bunch of pieces of broken clay to a plank of something. Like I'm kind of not visually understanding, but like it is porous, like the roots should like climb it, but you'd have to keep it wet. And see, like the issue is the clay dries kind of fast in comparison to like spag, which is typically what's used, and then the cedar, like wood, is just what they climb in nature, so that's normal for them. But so I don't know, actually. That's a good question. It'd be a fun experiment. I just can't visualize it.
I was kind of thinking, like when I was reading that, what I was envisioning is just like a cylindrical piece of clay that they would have to sculpt. But clay is, I mean, it's heavy. So I just don't know logistically how that would work. And my other concern, like, I guess none of my concerns are pH because I don't really understand pH in soil. I mean, I do with my hydroplants, but like there's no pH there to begin with. So I create the pH that I want. But my concern is that through capillary action, if you're porous clay, you're going to have to water that plant a lot because it'll constantly wick up the water in the soil from the soil. So I don't know if that's going to be a good solution. And look, I don't love moss poles either, but I've recently been seeing people who use a PVC pipe and they put a cap on the bottom of it and then they run a wicking cord around it like spirally and dip the cord all the way into the pipe. And that way the pipe is like a self-contained reservoir. And then they put moss on the outside and like wrap it in like a cage. So the moss is constantly getting wet from the wicking cord. So honestly, that would be a good solution. But you said you didn't love moss poles, so I don't know if you'll love that. But
yeah, that's hard. That is difficult. But yeah, with the weight, like I think that a terracotta or like a clay pole would be way heavier than the pot itself, which would throw things off balance. And if it falls, everything is going to break. And then you've just wasted like all that time and resources making this solution that is probably going to fall and break.
Yeah. But I like the thought. So I feel like maybe if you test it out, keep us updated because that would be kind of a cool thing to see. Okay. Next question from Delaney Tompkins. They write, "Hey, Potted Together podcast coming at you from Alberta, Canada," which Alberta is beautiful. I love Alberta, Canada. I have a question for an upcoming podcast episode. I'm wondering, what is your favorite plant this month and what plant, if any, are you not feeling this month? I'm interested in hearing everyone's answer. Nicole, what's your favorite plant this month?
Man. Probably my Hoya albovata splishy splash, I like to call her.
Dare you?
Take yours.
That's going to be mine.
Yeah, it's just living its best life. It's doing so well. Yeah, so it would have to be that one. And then what was my least favorite?
Yeah, if any. If you don't have one.
My Monstera elbow cutting.
Stressful.
It's just, yeah, it's the stress level. It's like the one plant I check every single day. I look at the roots. I make like I put too much effort into this chick, and like I shouldn't. I should put more effort into the plants that are giving me rewards. But anyway, it's pretty, but she a diva. Okay.
Okay, Becca, what about you? What's your favorite plant this month?
My favorite this month, I'm going to say, is my Anthurium moraquianum, just because, for no other reason other than she finally put out a new leaf. I really, really took a big risk. Like, I repotted it and I removed it from like the big stump that it was attached to, because I saw roots growing off. Like, it was an offshoot. My plant's an offshoot from another like big stump. And I was like, I just feel like this stump is like rotting and like causing issues for the plant. So I'm going to detach it. And I was certain that I killed it. Certain. And I was so upset. And then I started seeing the actual like new leaf starting to pop out. And I was like, wow, I did it. It's good. And then it put out a new leaf like really fast. So that's a big win for me, because that plant has been a big struggle. And then my least favorite plant of the month would probably be my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma.
Really?
Because I'll send you guys a picture, but like at the ends, like the ends of the growth tips, there's like these like balls forming.
I had that happen with mine.
Yeah, what is going on?
I
It's
got
like
rid
the
of it because
tissue
I was
is
like, I hated it.
I know, I'm like about to throw it away. I'm like, what are you doing? This is so weird. It's not a very pretty plant anymore, and it's like super easy to find. So I'm like, should I just start over? Like, I kind of want to.
Yeah.
Under 20, less than 20, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. You got to send me a picture though, because I'm very curious as to what's going on there.
Yeah.
Nicole wants to see your balls.
I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, I think my favorite plant at this time would be my Hoya Silver Dollar, since Nicole took my Hoya Obovata Variegata Splash.
You could have the same as mine.
And I would say my least favorite plant at the moment is probably my Hoya Macrophylla Variegata, because
Really?
I just don't know. I think it was reclassified to a latifolia. It's just, it's just not,
I'm not doing it for
it's
you.
not my fave right now. So
Yeah.
there's
okay.
my answers there.
Cool. Well, thanks for writing in. That was a fun question.
Yeah, that was a fun question. Okay, we have 2 more listener questions. This one comes from Joy Wright. It says, hello, Becca, Adam, and Nicole. First of all, I love your podcast and look forward to it every week. Thank you, Joy. Second of all, have any of you guys had to deal with an ant colony finding its home in the soil of one of your houseplants? If so, how would you deal with it? And is there any way to prevent it from happening? Also, is it harmful to the plant? If you couldn't tell, I'm currently dealing with this situation. Thank you.
Wow. Well, that's never happened to me.
Me either. I've had ant problems in a house, and I just did like borax and sugar.
Yeah.
And that's how I take care. But I've never had ants in a pot, so
I would probably, if that happened to me like tomorrow, I would probably just repot the whole plant. But maybe like if you're able to do it outside, I don't see a need to kill all the ants. Like, just repot it outside and shake it off, and then maybe treat it. Well, you wouldn't necessarily have to treat it, because ants are not they're not there to eat your plant, right?
No.
yeah, I don't know.
Ants don't want plants.
No. And ants are also like, they'll leave if you disturb their area. They'll all leave.
Yeah, so I would just suggest repotting it like outside, shaking them all off, giving them a new home, and just putting your plant in new soil. I wouldn't necessarily try to kill an entire colony of ants in your plant. Yeah, that'd be kind of nasty if there's a lot in there.
Yeah. And you can water in with insecticidal soap if you, like, after you repot, maybe, just to make sure.
Yeah.
But that's never happened to me
Yeah.
before. It's wild. Even outside, that never happened to me.
Yeah, me neither. That's interesting. I can imagine it's easy to happen though. Like if they find their way in there and they're just hanging out and they're like, ooh, it's cozy in here. Mm-hmm. Let's build a colony.
Last listener question. Sorry, this is getting lengthy, so I'm just trying to rush through this. But this comes from Gabe from Malta. Hi guys, I love your podcasts and look forward to it each episode. You guys have a great chemistry and have characteristics that are so endearing and funny, like Adam's soothing radio voice. Well, thank you. Nicole's cussing and Becca's alter ego, Becky Calhoun.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That is hilarious.
So my question is, do you sometimes feel like plants just give up on life no matter how well you take care of them? I've had quite a few plants, for example, a China doll plant and even a spider plant that just decided to slowly kill themselves. I never over or underwatered them. Their roots were great and not confined. They were placed in bright indirect light, east-facing window, and there were absolutely no bugs or spider mites. It's literally like the plants just said, screw you. The logical side in me knows that I made some kind of mistake in caring for them. But then when I remember that I've had dozens of houseplants and have lasted for years without any issues, I just cannot understand why these plants went and unalived themselves on me. Thank you so much, Becca de la Tanks, my cleaner leaves and not boy, best superhero name ever. And I look forward to your input.
Let's hang out. You sound like fun.
Let's just let's have them on the podcast.
I do feel like plants just give up.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes plants just want to go. I fully believe that.
They're just like,
this is it.
I feel like if you're keeping lots of other plants alive and you're just having issues, that plant just didn't want to be there. But it could be like a pH thing. I don't know for sure because I don't have a lot of plants in soil. So I wonder if you could give those certain plants a couple more tries to see. But, don't beat yourself up. It happens. Sometimes they just don't want to be here.
Yeah. And I have a China doll, like just recently got it. And she's picky. Like really picky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have those delicate leaves.
She's doing the whole, Fatonia flop thing, and I'm just like, oh, do I want you? But So like Adam said, don't beat yourself up about it. Sometimes plants just want to give up on life, and that's just what it is,
Yeah, it's
can't please them all.
It's not always a reflection of you, so it's all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it. That is our podcast for today. That's our finale of season 3. We've come to 3 seasons.
3 seasons. We did it.
We'll be back though.
We'll be back. In 2022. From our podcast to you, we hope that you have just an enjoyable holiday season, that you take time for rest, relaxation, some self-care, and we'll see you in the new year.
So wild. We'll see you in 2022. 2022 is a beautiful sounding year. All even numbers. 3 even numbers. We love that.
We love that. Okay. Find us on Instagram, Potted Together, and individually, De La Plants, My Clean Leaves, Not Dude, and just enjoy your holidays, and we'll talk to you next year.
And
share
small.
our podcast with your friends.
Yes.
As your gift to us, as your holiday gift to us. Of course, we're wanting to expand our podcast and maybe eventually, have it give us something back financially. But at this point, we are just having fun, and we would love if you would share the fun with someone.
Yes. Share the fun.
Ooh, you rhymed.
All right, friends. Well, yes, let's get off here, and we will talk to you next year.
We'll see you next year.
Bye.
Bye.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.